All right, this is
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband.
International.
Yay, international. Today is a video that we are happy and excited and frankly surprised that we get to make, which is we're going to talk about how we got a quota bag and how we got a non-quota bag out here in Hong Kong on our first try ever. No shenanigans, no expense, nothing. We're going to talk about that experience, how it worked out, and maybe give you some insight how it works so that you too can get a non-quota bag or a top tier quota bag. It's just so amazing when you guys see it. It's gonna knock your socks off. But we're talking about in this video how it actually worked out and how we ended up getting them. Now, of course, before we get to the video, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, the Hermes milieu, and the Hermes escapades, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because it means you'll get notified when our long videos come out, when our short videos come out, and all the stuff we got on the socials at the Handbag Husband. We got new Hermes content coming out every single week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and to follow. All right, let's talk about how we got a non-quota bag and a quota bag, same trip, same time, all in the same place. So let's talk about what the plan was here. The plan was our normal plan, which is to go to as many Hermes boutiques wherever we are.
To do the Hermes escapade for you guys.
To do the Hermes escapades, and we'll go to as many as basically our feet will handle, right? Because it's a lot of walking, it's a lot of moving around, and sometimes you plan to go to 4 and you end up going to 2. And in this case, we ended up going to 1, but for the great reason of the fact that we got offered some of the things we were already looking for, and one of the things that we were definitely looking for, and ultimately kind of blew out the budget for the rest of the trip. So,
I mean, the year? Half a year? What's going on? I don't know.
That's probably fair. That's probably fair. But the point of this video is that we get to talk about how we ended up with the non-quota bag and the quota bag. And so starting off, look, I know there's so much advice out there. And the thing is, it might be true. It might be true for different places, and maybe this is just true for Hong Kong.
Or it's just this instant. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe it just happens to be on today, whatever the day is today, is the day that it didn't matter, right? Who knows? But there's lots of advice about like, oh, you want to be wearing, and in fact, some of our essays in Bangkok are like, oh, we'd like to see people wearing Hermes stuff or whatever, right? Like, we know,
Cape Cod watch.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we know that if you wear the Hermes stuff, like gives them signals, like whatever. We rolled into this Hong Kong boutique, the Landmark Prince. We rolled into this Landmark Prince. We rolled into this one hoboed out.
I mean,
I'm okay. But I mean, look, you're beautiful in whatever you wear, but you're not Moore's moored, right? You're not maxed out with everything design, everything designer, Hermes this, Hermes that, Hermes those.
I actually didn't have any.
You don't have any Hermes stuff on.
I have your sweater.
Yeah, you're wearing my color.
Yes, I'm wearing your sweater, my kind of like baggy mom jeans.
Yeah.
And a what is this one? Like $50 sneakers and a hat.
Yeah, like a pair of Nikes basically.
Yeah.
And so
no ads.
Yeah, sponsor Nike. I'll take it. Yeah. I can run a quarter mile in 28 minutes. Anyways, so the point being is that we're not dressed blinged out, right? We're not dressed badly, but not well. And
At least I'm clean. I showered
yes,
this
of course
morning.
we're clean. I shaved this morning. May not look like it by now, but so that's the first thing. Second thing is we're not wearing tons of Hermes stuff. That's another thing. And third thing is that we have no history here. We've never been here.
This is the first store ever that we visited in Hong Kong.
That's correct, right? So all those things. Let's just that sets the context of the idea that it's not always necessary to do any of that stuff, even though it seems logical. It seems like the advice that someone, like your mom would give you, like dress nice, go talk to be friendly to people, and spend money, basically, right? Previously. So we did none of that. Second of all,
be nice. Be nice.
Yes, of course, be nice. Well, we'll get to that. So second of all, I think one of the biggest advantages that you had is the handbag. You brought the Handbag Husband.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think actually it does actually signal to the SA some things.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
for
actually
sure.
didn't see that many people that came in as a couple.
Mm.
Do you notice that?
Yeah, or maybe it was like a mom and a daughter, or like two lady
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
But it wasn't a wife and a handbag husband.
Sure.
Yeah. So I don't know if that.
Wait,
that,
so are you launching Handbag Husband for rent?
the escort service.
Yes.
So I think that there is some signaling to that. I don't know exactly what it is. The other
This
thing,
is just speculation, guys. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, speculation.
but I think the other thing that really lended itself to it here in Hong Kong is that the system that they have allows the SA to make decisions on the point.
I think
Right.
so.
So since they don't have a quota bag, non-quota bag system, they don't have a pre-spend system, they don't have a locals only, non-locals only, they don't have any of that stuff. They're just like, look, if we have the bags, we try to make it work out for people who are requesting them.
Can the Hong Kong resident confirm this for me? That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
no quota bag, no wish list,
Yeah.
no wait list.
Yeah.
Both for non-quota and a quota bag.
Yeah.
Can someone let us know if it's how it works?
Yeah. So they're operating within a system that can function with one and done kind of transactions, right? Whereas Bangkok they weren't, or many of the other ones are not. They're like, oh, we need to have a relationship and a spend and a whatever. Italy's like local, non-local, right? So they have to have all that stuff to meet those criteria. The criteria here doesn't have any of that.
I guess when we walk in to the leather, was it on the third floor? Second floor. Second floor.
Yeah.
Was it second floor?
Yeah. Second floor.
So there's a bag that has the tag say like the
Display only,
yeah,
exhibition
display
only. Yeah.
So I guess the one that say doesn't have those,
Yeah.
it's available for
Yeah.
sale. So there are many other bags that we basically say no to it. So we saw what's it called? Woolly? The white woolly that we saw.
Yeah.
There's Hausan
Housing. Yeah.
bags. What else is like
Yeah. The Constance, the wallet, right?
yeah, the wallet to go.
It was under glass, but it didn't say display only.
Correct.
Yeah.
So meaning that if you go there early enough, when the store opens,
Yeah.
so you might be able to get
Yeah.
those bags.
I think that
Again,
is
this
one,
is
yeah.
very the same
Yeah.
as the Bond Street in London.
But see, because we were the first people in line and we had waited on there for a while, but
Because
there's people behind us.
because we wanted to visit another store. That's why
Yeah,
that's why we
yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
come here super early and then move to another store.
Yeah, correct. And we, even though we were the first people who got inside, there was someone behind us who like ran in front of us, right? So
Oh, yeah,
obviously
he
he
cut-
knew
he cut
he's
you
checking
off.
in every day, right? He's checking in every day
Yeah.
what they have. So again, I think that is a good indicator that maybe they are more liberal with how they sell bags or distribute bags
Yes.
and things like that.
Yes.
So that's the first one. We found a store just by trial and error that is conducive to a one and done transaction.
Sure.
One is, and I think there's some attribution to this, is the fact that we turned over lots of rocks. You don't know how many rocks you're going to turn over.
I mean, we did at least two or
Yeah.
three two in Bangkok.
Yeah.
One in Bangkok airport store.
But just overall, right? Over the year, we've turned over a lot of rocks.
Yes,
right?
watch our store
Yes, we
reviews.
were to Las Vegas and California and
Italy,
London,
Paris.
Rome, Florence, all over the place. So we've turned over a lot of rocks, and eventually you find a rock that has something under it, right? And so I don't know if maybe that's a confluence of just luck, right, where it worked out.
Sure.
And that if we repeated it 100 more times in the exact same way, it wouldn't work out. I don't know, right? But I think that persistency has definitely helped as well, right? So maybe it would have been the other stores. We don't know because we're not going to go. But maybe
No
it would have
time,
been.
no time.
No time. Yeah. And then the other one, I think the other one that is really, really big, and I think this is an epiphany for me in this video, in this trip, is the fact that you need to have a good time with your SA. Maybe you don't have to, but it helped
Like just
out
enjoy
a lot.
your visit.
Yeah, but enjoy it with them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
definitely.
just you who's enjoying it. If you can figure out a way to enjoy it with them, they come along with you enjoying the visit.
Because people sometimes they get so nervous visiting Hermes store.
Yeah, or sometimes they treat the SAs as they keep them at arm's length, right? They want to have kind of a barrier, a psychological barrier between them, a client.
Because you feel like you need to fight the SA to get the bag?
Maybe it's like, oh, they want to feel superior, right? Like, oh, the SA is my assistant, right? Which they are.
Which is in their name.
That's correct.
Sale assistant, what are you talking
fine,
about?
They want to treat them like they're not advising. They're not part of the experience. They're just there to serve us.
Oh wait, Is it sales advisor or sales assistant? I
Yeah.
don't know. Sorry, guys.
Either way, my point being is that if you can include them in your Hermes capade, that is probably a good way to get them thinking about how can they further your Hermes capade.
Sure.
And I think that's what happened here.
Because I keep saying I want a big bag. I want a big bag.
Well, yeah.
He
Yeah.
kept laughing at
Yeah.
me. I was like, "What do you need to put in your bag?" I was like, "Everything." And I
Yeah.
start pulling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like
Yeah.
Ziploc bag. I have like
yeah.
chopstick utensils.
And there was lots of like hints that we look back on it now, where we're like, oh, this all adds up. He's been tallying stuff.
Yes,
since we
because
got
I was
there.
like, "Are you looking for exotics?" That's why he showed us the constant wallet
Yes.
to go
Yes.
in exotic.
Yes.
But I like it. But even though it's the color that is not green, but it has a hint of green.
Yeah.
I really like it. At first, like, you know what? That's the first piece that ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it because
Yeah.
they say it's a vanilla. What's it?
Yeah.
Vanilla
it
ice
was
cream.
vanilla. Yeah. Vanilla.
But I'm like, it's a hint of green. I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to say no. I didn't love it.
The thing is, we spent basically a full dinner with him, right? Essentially, not
Sure.
actually, not literally, but figuratively, because our visit was 4 hours long. You know, if the visit was 2 hours, would we have gotten offered the Quota Bag? Maybe
don't know.
non-Quota Bag, maybe, right? Because
No,
that was
but
within
my
the
point
first
is
2
at
hours. But the
first-
non-Quota Bag,
yeah.
we wouldn't have gotten
Sure.
it. Yeah,
And then we got offered. So after that, I say no to the constant wallet to go. And we saw someone behind us got offered a bag.
non-Quota Bag.
A non, yeah, a non-quota bag. But still, that one is still.
Top of the non-Quota Bag list.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
And I don't have this bag in
Yeah.
my collection.
yeah.
And I look at it, it's like, oh, that's the size. I was like, I like big bag. He was like, you like big bag? I was like, yes, I told you.
We've been talking, yeah.
We've been talking about like multiple times. And he was like, oh. And I was like, what do we say? Like, if it's if
If this
that
person
bag.
turns it down, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a minute later,
It's like, it's your bag.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
We didn't ask for anything
Yeah.
else. During the time, like during that period of time that I say no to the wallet, and then first non-quota bag that he offered to me.
Yeah. So that's the other thing is that this 4 hours was a process of like us sharing our experience with Hermes, the things we love about Hermes, how he thinks about Hermes, how is all this interacted, where are we at, like kind of this. So I mean, it was a very strong exercise in rapport building.
I
Essentially.
think he kind of at the very end he understand what we are looking for.
Yes, and what he had, obviously.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think if you can build that rapport and you can take pretty much as much time as possible with these folks, and start and you're gelling together, right? Because if you hadn't gelled
Obviously,
together, then
not
it wouldn't
wasting
work.
their time.
Yes. Yeah. Don't waste their
I'm
time.
not saying
yeah.
like, oh, spend time and wasting their time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And also, don't waste lots of time with someone it's not gelling, right? For us, everything worked out really well. He was so friendly, and he felt very kind of similar to us and that kind of stuff. And maybe that's his sales skill. Good for him, right? Great job. But for us, we could build that rapport and we could develop it to the end. At the end, he's like, "Let me show you something super special," right?
You know what? He didn't say the word special.
No, what did he say? We were in shock at
Yeah,
the time.
I was
we were
just
like,
almost blacked out. I almost cried.
Yeah.
And I'm not normally emotional. But
Yeah.
I actually didn't cry, but it's more of like,
you felt emotional for sure.
is it really happening? And
yeah.
in my head I was like, oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was great, work together. But if you found someone who doesn't work with you, don't do it, right? Don't take up the time because if it's already like in the beginning, they're not interested, there's no point.
I agree on that one.
So I think the last and one of the things that I thought was very counterintuitive, in addition to the other stuff that was counterintuitive, in this one, is that oftentimes they say, you should say yes to things, you should buy lots of things, but that didn't really happen. Yes, we bought some things in addition to the bags prior to getting offered, but we also turned.
No. So we got offered the non-quota bag first.
Yes.
And then after that, we went looking for other stuff.
Yeah, we opened up the conversation
Yes.
for a lot of other objects that we had been looking for, but we weren't thinking about here.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
And then so we got offered a variety of other kind of non-quota bags, and usually the logic is you want to buy stuff, you want to say yes, right? You want to be the person that they feel like they're doing a service by getting you the things you want. But we turned out a lot of things is the thing. He offered us a lot of different objects and non-quota bags and things like that, and we turned away, and even some quota items, right? The Constance alligator, crocodile. But we turned them down. We said, no, that's not for us, right? So sometimes you think that's where the conversation ends, but that's not where it ended. In fact, that kind of it helped him to narrow down a lot more of what we were looking for, right? And in his head, as we went through the process, he was checking off boxes about what he had and what we would be willing. He was kind of feeling us out almost,
yes.
without us really thinking about it, because we thought it'd be impossible to offer something so
because
amazing.
we already got a bag.
Yeah.
We already got a bag.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm like, okay, maybe he just want me to put my name on the list
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
That's what in my head when he was asking me, I thought that's what he was saying.
I agree.
Like referring to, yeah.
Yeah. And so, I think say no. Get to the point where you're comfortable saying no with them, so they're comfortable with developing whatever a plan in their head about how they can help, because they want to help you ultimately. I know if you read the comments everywhere, they say Hermes SAs don't want to help you. They do want to help you, but they need to find the right person and the right fit and make sure that all their kind of internal criteria are met as well. And I really think that the longer you interact with them and the more you can relate to them on your appreciation of the brand and your participation in the brand, I think the more and more they tend to check off some of those boxes. But don't be afraid to say no. If it's something you don't want, just be like, hey, this is not my style. And then lastly and shortly, I think really helped is the fact that we were able to communicate, right? And I'm not saying that they have to speak the language you speak at the same proficiency or the same level, but you need to be able to communicate. However you communicate, whatever way you communicate, you need to be able to communicate in a way in which you can maintain that relationship for 4 hours so you can develop that relationship, right? So I think obviously his English was very, very good, like exemplary.
Because we are at zero Chinese.
Not zero, I'd say 1%. I'd say 1%.
Joseon.
Maybe 2%. Maybe 2%.
Okay.
But it's quite bad. It's quite bad. So, or even Cantonese is like negative percentage. So yeah, I think that having an ability to communicate in a way that everyone understands and appreciates and can relay kind of emotions and feelings and all that kind of stuff and relevance, that is going to be a big help as well. But obviously you don't always get that. And the thing is, for other non-quota bags and quota bags, sometimes we didn't have that either. So, it's not 100%, but it definitely helps. All right, so let's recap real quick. First things first, to get
Bring the husband.
bring the handbag husband. You can make an appointment with me for my escort services. Second is turn over enough rocks. So just keep trying as many times as you can. Right? Don't give up. Keep going. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow is going to be the one that does it. Also, you want to bring your essay along with you in your enjoyment of the appointment. Right? So it shouldn't be combative like you versus me. It should be like both of us are having a great time, and we both relate to the brand. So relate to them and bring them along with you. I think that is a very good one that we'll definitely attempt. And I think it usually works out that way, but I'd never thought about it. Just bring the essay along with you. Also, it's okay to say no. Ideally, you have someone who's...
Because they're going to say no to you and you're going to say no to them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Also, it's ideally you can find someone you can communicate with, and also find a store that fits with the way that you want to interact with Hermes, right? So if you want a long, drawn-out relationship in which they call you up and say, I have a bag for you, develop that. If you want one where you show up and say, give me the bag and I'll, let's do this, then find a store like that, right? And I think that there's, from our experience, from our Hermes escapades, literally internationally, from one side of this world to the other, some stores are like that, some stores are in the middle of that, and some stores are 100% one way or the other, right? So if you can find the store that fits with whatever your style is, that's going to be very, very helpful. All right, so that is at least our experience. And again, this is just one humble handbag husband's experience.
hopefully it's going to be useful for many people.
Yeah, I hope that at least you all can gain from that experience and kind of work it into however you interact with your essay, and hopefully you'll eventually kind of get to your Hermes goals to bag nirvana. But yeah, I hope it really helps you out. And again, if you like the videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, the Hermes milieu, the Hermes escapades international, or even if you think that this information could be useful for you, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because that way you'll get notifications when our newest long videos come out, our short videos come out, and all the stuff we got on the socials at the Handbag Husband on Instagram. We got new Hermes content coming out every single week, and also we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
So with that, from beautiful Hong Kong, thank you and goodbye.